It is the beginning of a new list, and I am so glad to have you here. Okay, it is vocabulary list 10. In our last lesson, we looked at list 9 and we saw a lot of amazing words. In today's lesson, we're going to be beginning with the word vilify. Please take note of the pronunciation of the word vilify. The first thing you need to know is that vilify is a verb, and a verb is a word that shows action. Okay, now what does vilify mean? It means to speak or write slanderous statements against someone or something. Now let's say it can be used in sentences. Note that if you badmouth a friend, you have vilified that friend. Okay? If you vilify, then you basically spread negative information about others, and that is a very bad thing to do. Don't you agree? Okay, now let's look at this. The mayor is corrupt, arrogant, and a bad singer. The politician is a bad singer. The politician is a bad person. You're vilifying the mayor or the politician. Moody always tries to vilify his step-sister. This means that Moody always tries to defame, to badmouth, to slander, or to smear his step-sister. Coming up next, we have ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Please take note of the pronunciation of the word and of course the spelling. The first thing you need to know is that ubiquitous is an adjective. Okay? The word is an adjective. Now what does it mean? Ubiquitous means found or appearing everywhere at once. Okay? I'm everywhere. What am I saying? I am simply saying that I am ubiquitous. The internet is found everywhere. The internet is found everywhere, so we can say that the internet is ubiquitous. Think of something else that can be found everywhere. Flowers. Wherever you go in this world, you always find flowers. So I can say flowers are ubiquitous because they're found everywhere. How about one man that is ubiquitous? Jehovah, our God, is a ubiquitous God because he's found everywhere. Now let's look at the synonyms of the word. I have omnipresent, ever-present, universal, inescapable. Okay? Now coming up next, we have traumatic. 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 The first thing you need to know is that traumatic is an adjective. Please take note of the pronunciation of the word and the spelling. Traumatic. It is an adjective. Now, what does it mean? It means something that is emotionally very disturbing or distracting. Okay? Now, let's say it can be used in sentences. He has been through a traumatic experience. Is this to tell that all is not well with the young man? He is even crying. Now, let's see sentence 2. His son's death was the most traumatic experience of his life. This is not something that is very easy to deal with. Now look at this, the widow. The death of her husband was a very traumatic experience for her. Okay, now let's look at the synonyms of the word. I have shocking, devastating, agonizing, and of course harrowing. Coming up next, we have succumb. Succumb. Please take note of the pronunciation of the word and the spelling. Succumb. Now, you equally need to know too that succumb is a verb. Don't forget that we said a verb is an action word. It is a verb. Now, what does it mean? It means to fail to resist pressure, temptation, or other force. Now, let's see how the word can be used in sentences. Coming out first, in a sentences under succumb, we have, it was hard to watch Grandpa succumb to his illness and become bedridden. Though my knee is aching, I will not succumb. Though my knee is aching, I will not succumb to the pain and drop out of the race. I have the synonym as surrender, giving, yield, and submit. Okay? Coming up next, we have Plethora. Okay, plethora. Again, you need to take note of the pronunciation of the word and, of course, the spelling. It is a noun. Plethora is a noun. Now, what does it mean? Let's find out. It means an excess of something. Plethora means an excess of something. Now, let's say it can be used in sentences. He has a plethora of shirts, so he can donate some. You agree with me that the shirts are much, right? Okay, coming up next, we have libraries have a plethora of books to choose from. Libraries have a plethora of books to choose from. Now, the synonyms of the word include surplus, overabundance, and, of course, surfeit. Okay, now we have rancor. It is the last word on our list for today's lesson, rancor. Now, you need to know too that rancor is a noun. Okay, rancor is a noun. Now, what does it mean? Rancor means bitterness or resentfulness that continues for a very long time. Let's say it can be used in sentences. Although my friend betrayed me, I feel no rancor towards her. I feel no hatred. I feel no bitterness towards her. What have I done to deserve such rancor from you? Especially when the person just shows you hatred for no reason. You don't even know what you must have done to actually cause that. Now, I have another picture here. It's easy to tell, right? Rancor. Okay, so we have the synonyms of the word has spite, hatred, malice, and, of course, animosity. Alright, that's where we're going to call it a day for this lesson. Okay, until our next lesson, I want you to work hard, push yourself so hard, because no one else is going to do it for you. And you also need to remember what a wise man once said, that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change your world. Stay safe.